A mother was about to be thrown off a plane, but another parent knew she had to intervene. When a mother was asked to leave her flight unexpectedly, she had no idea how she'd persuade the flight attendant to change their mind. Then another passenger saw what was happening and decided to intervene. Choosing a plane as your way of travel isn't always an easy option. Even if your flight time is due to be relatively short, problems can arise. Unexpected delays sometimes occur. There might be disruptive passengers on board, or the flight could suffer from turbulence. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. Well, this flight definitely didn't go to plan. Nonetheless, one of the passengers on the plane, Mackenzie Murphy, had certainly been expecting a smooth and problem-free journey. She was looking forward to a 45-minute trip home, but the experience ended up being rather different to what she'd envisaged. During the boarding process, it became apparent that the flight was full. This meant that airport staff began to take some of the carry-on luggage away from passengers so it could be stored elsewhere in the aircraft. Although this can be inconvenient for some people, in itself it shouldn't lead to any other significant problems for passengers. Murphy was sitting on the same flight as the mother of twin babies, and unfortunately the situation with the carry-on luggage posed a far bigger problem for this mom than the other passengers. The twins looked no more than 6 months old, and their mother had taken on board a car seat for them, which was now being taken away. Detailing the situation in a March 2017 Facebook post, Murphy wrote, "It was a very packed flight, so they started taking carry-on luggage to store under the plane. A gate worker took this woman's car seat, meaning she would now have to hold both babies since they weren't old enough to sit up in their own seat. Even though this was very inconvenient for the mother, it wasn't until she sat down that she realized there was a serious problem. A flight attendant came over and told the mom that she was going to be thrown off the plane. Why? Because she wasn't allowed to hold both of her babies during the course of the journey. Using this form of transport means you can't simply get off and wait for the next one, of course. The mother of the twins was facing a horrible dilemma, and as Murphy watched the drama unfold in front of her, she had no idea what would happen next. Then a woman who was sitting in one of the seats in front of Murphy became aware of the situation with the twin babies and decided to step in. She volunteered to hold one of the babies for the duration of the flight. Thankfully, this woman's decision to help prevented the mother from having to leave the plane. And when you consider the fact that this good Samaritan is also a mother and was traveling with her own young daughter, her act of kindness is even more remarkable. In her Facebook post, Murphy went on to explain that the woman had held the baby for the whole flight, even when it was delayed. Keep in mind that this was a flight that was supposed to be a quick 45 minutes. We ended up sitting on the tarmac for 2.5 hours, Murphy wrote. Without a complaint, this woman fed the other woman's baby and burped him. Trying to keep a baby occupied on a flight can be challenging enough. However, then Murphy went on to explain that not only did this woman not complain once, but she also continued to help out even when her own daughter started to cry. Her own daughter started crying. This mom so calmly went on to explain that her young daughter that our job is to help other people. Murphy continued, this mom is all by herself with no help and really needs another mom to help. She then went on to hold him, sing him songs, and then he slept the entire flight without even a cry. As Murphy watched this story unfold from her seat, she was touched by what she saw. And even once the plane had landed and she was on her way home, Murphy wasn't able to get the kind act that she'd witnessed out of her head. So Murphy decided that she had to share her story. She submitted her post to the Love What Matters Facebook page, which is dedicated to sharing inspirational tales. Introducing the story, Murphy wrote, "Well, yesterday's supposed to be easy day of travel turned into an incredibly long day of travel home. This restored my faith in humanity." And it seems that a lot of people were touched by this incident. Just like Murphy herself had been, the post went viral and to date has received close to 100,000 reactions, as well as being shared more than 7,000 times. The post also received many hundreds of comments as people shared their opinions about the incident. Sherry Halad posted, "There are angels everywhere. We just don't see them because they aren't looking for rewards." The mommy of the twins was so blessed to have met an angel, Halad continued. The helping mommy truly taught her child a valuable lesson. Sally Yoder meanwhile commented, "When my son was about 8 months old, he was a real handful. The flight attendant told me I couldn't take my purse, a diaper bag, and my large video camera bag on the plane because I was only allowed 2 carry-ons," Yoder added. "A woman behind me in line said we were traveling together and she'd put one under her seat. A small act of kindness, but so appreciated." The kind stranger who intervened on the plane really helped to save the day for the mother in question. Murphy herself summed up the incident perfectly, writing, "My heart still feels fuzzy. Moral of the story is when you see people needing help, do the right thing and help them."